Hey guys, I hope you're doing well. Welcome to the family stream of the Cheltenham Christian Arts Festival Living Room Fest. It's good to be with you and in your living room. I've never been in so many people's living rooms all at once, but very exciting. My name's Tom and I'm a full-time travelling comedian and magician. So I perform in comedy clubs, in small little theatres, in churches, in schools, doing comedy and magic. And I love doing it. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't really do my stuff over the internet or over online like this. So, and I'll just prove to you that it doesn't really work, right? Because look, I'll show you a quick trick with a hobnob, and you'll see that it just doesn't work in this form. You see, here's a hobnob. We just take the hobnob like this, and we sprinkle some magic dust on it like this, and the hobnob has gone. See, mildly unimpressed. But if you've seen it live, you'd have been blown away. Promise, you'd have been absolutely mind blown. But no, it just doesn't work over online. You see. Well, listen, we're going to kick off straight away with a message from the patron of the Christian Arts Festival, Bishop Rachel.
As we live these strange days, I'm delighted as patron of the Christian Arts Festival that Living Room Fest is coming direct to our homes, and there's something for people of every age. Many of the contributors are facing challenging times at the moment with cancelled concerts, gigs and events, so it's wonderful that they've embraced this opportunity. A huge thank you to each of them. It's my hope and prayer that as you come to these events, you would bring your own story at the moment, so that something new and creative and hope-filled might take shape in your life and in your home. Enjoy.
Well, thank you ever so much, Bishop Rachel. I know that you are a hugely valued part of the Christian Arts Festival, and in return, they did ask me if I could just get you a bunch of flowers. No? Okay, fine. Well, listen, thanks ever so much, Bishop Rachel. We really value you as patron and thankful that you are part of this incredible adventure that we're all on, even if it's digital and on televisions in our living room screen rather than being live. But thank you, Bishop Rachel. Well, listen, friends, it's time to get on your feet in your living rooms and get dancing, get singing, because we're going to now have two short items from the brilliant iSingPOP. This is iSingPOP with Upton Primary School. That'll then be followed with a little episode from iSingPOP around the theme of joy. So, enjoy.
We really enjoyed getting to work with the teachers at Upton Primary School last week to create this video for their assembly, which is all about saying thank you. We reckon that you might enjoy singing and dancing along with it. And if you do, please share your videos with us on Twitter or Facebook, because we would love to see them.
You give me the love that I need, everything I wanna be. You are my never-ending hope. You're living in all that I see. There is a future for me, my life, my everything.
my name is Jessica. I live in Cheltenham and I'm a project tutor for iSingPOP. iSingPOP is a primary school based project which is all about music, faith and community. And together we learn about awesome values through our original songs. We are so excited to have been asked to contribute to today's Living Room Fest. And we really hope that you will enjoy our take on joy. Get ready to sing, dance and join in at the end. What's up, pop stars? It's Jessica here. Welcome back to the iSingPOP YouTube channel. I have some amazing news for you today. From this week on, we're going to be uploading one episode every Friday morning, just like we have today. These episodes are going to be jam-packed with stuff for you to enjoy. We're going to be exploring different topics together, having some silly fun, and of course, sharing our awesome iSingPOP songs and dances with you. Today, we're going to be talking to you about joy. Leah is going to explain what the Bible has to say about joy. Sandy is going to be exploring the science of joy, and Emily is going to be showing us the singing and the dancing for, you guessed it, our iSingPOP song, Joy. So first of all, over to Leah.
Hi everyone! Today we're going to be talking about joy. 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 Joy to the world. Leah, what is joy? That is a great question, Leah. Joy? It's a funny feeling. Sometimes it's very easy to feel joyful. Well, I'm feeling joy. Sometimes it's really hard to feel joyful. My phone died. But Christians believe that joy is more than a feeling. Now, joy is one of the fruits of the Spirit. The fruits of the Spirit are these different characteristics that come from spending time with God. Now, to help explain the fruits of the Spirit to you, I'm going to need my paper people. So, let's have a look what the fruits of the Spirit are.
Now let's say that this seed here is the Holy Spirit and it's planted deep within you. Now when you spend more time with God, this little seed will grow. Your faith will grow and grow until it reaches a big strong tree, and you will begin to produce the fruit of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness and self-control. But we're just going to talk about joy today. Now, when I say that you will begin to produce fruit, it doesn't mean that you're going to turn into a tree and start growing apples from your fingers.
Oh! An avocado? Is that even a fruit?
You see, if you spend more time with God, then you will begin to reflect His characteristics and have access to His eternal joy.
This means that if we spend more time with God, we will begin to look like Him. We will begin to produce the fruit of the Spirit ourselves. And I think it's a pretty good look. Was there something on my face? No, cool. That would have been embarrassing. That joy doesn't come from other things. Joy comes from God. So even when we're finding it really hard to be joyful, we know that we can rely on God. Even when we're really struggling, when times are really hard, we can rely on God. And we can rely on God to provide the gift of joy. Just as God provides the air and the water and the sunlight for the trees to produce its fruit, Christians believe that God will provide all the joy that we need. That's all from me, guys. See you soon. Peace out.
Now over to Sandy the scientist to talk to us more about what joy actually is.
Hey guys, I'm Sam and I'm a scientist. And today we're going to take a teensy-weensy journey into the science of joy. So, what does it look like when you feel joy? Like this? Like this? Just come on! Like this? Or like this? what actually is joy? Come with me and let's find out. Now in here is your brain, and that is where joy is made. Now when you do activities that you enjoy, like eating a chocolate bar, doing some exercise, or playing a video game, your brain recognizes that this is something good, something that you can enjoy, and it releases chemicals called endorphins. And these endorphins make you feel joy. The chemicals make you smile, and they give you a lovely feeling in your tummy that makes you want to do all of those things all over again. Now, did you know that happiness is also very good for your heart? Scientific research has found that people who are happy have stronger, healthier bodies. Happiness helps us to live longer. Now, God designed our minds and bodies to feel and experience joy in this way. And He's filled our world with incredible things that allow us to connect with God's joy.
Want to experience a little bit of that joy for yourself? Well, Emily's going to be teaching us the dance moves to one of our songs, Joy.
Hey guys, Emily here. I am now going to teach you some of the dance moves for this song, Joy. We're going to start with the bridge. And what you're going to do is you're going to put both your arms above your head and draw one big circle and then another circle. And then you bring your arms back down by your sides and you're going to do 2 head bobs. 1, 2. And then you bring your right arm up over your body, slowly over your head, and bring it down quickly. And then you do 2 head bobs. 1, 2. So all of that with the music is this. Life goes round and round and round again, but I know He can bring you sunshine in the rain and the snow. And then for the chorus, you're gonna go, reach out. So you're gonna bring your arms out in front of you, right, left, and pull them in. And then you're gonna do the same above your head. Get up, love is forgiving. And then for this next dance move, you are going to need plenty of rule number 5. Now at iSingPOP, we have 5 super special rules for singing that we all stick to. And rule number 5 is sassitude. Now you may get told off for sassitude at school, you may get told off for sassitude at home, but not at iSingPOP. At iSingPOP, we welcome sassitude. And what you're going to do is you're going to get your right hand and you're going to do a finger flick over to this side. Don't stop. So you're going to flip your finger, flip your head, flip your hair. Don't stop. Plenty of sass. And then you bring your arm back in. And then you're going to do 4 circles above your head like we did before, but a little bit quicker. And your knees are going to do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the song goes, joy. And every time it goes, joy, you're going to jump up in the air as high as you can with a fist bump with your right hand. Joy. And then you are going to do that 4 times. And between each joy, there is a little bit of instrumental. And at that point, we are going to do our own dance moves. We are going to have a freestyle. Now, I have come up with some really cool dance moves for us to do in that freestyle section. So you can either copy me and do the dance moves that I'm doing, or you can get creative and come up with your own dance moves to do in that freestyle section. Great. So come on, iSingPOP stars, let's try all of that I've just taught you with the music.
Life goes round and round and round again, but I know He can bring you sunshine in the rain and the snow. Reach out, life is for living, won't ya? Get up, love is forgiving. Don't stop, tell everybody, let your love go round the world.
job, iSingPOP stars. You absolutely smashed that. I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. I will see you next week. Back to you, Jessica.
That's all we have for you today, guys. We really hope that you've enjoyed and that this has brought you some joy. Don't forget to tune in next Friday. If you want to be reminded, remember to click the subscribe button and hit the bell to receive a little notification every time we post. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and maybe share it with somebody who you think could do with a bit more joy today. See you next time.
Aren't they brilliant? Did you enjoy that from iSingPOP? Well, listen, if you enjoyed singing and dancing and joining in, then make sure you sign up for an event happening next year. It's Sunday the 25th of April at the Town Hall in Cheltenham, and it's the Big Sing. It's a hugely popular event with Eden, and tickets will be released in December. Make sure you get along. It will be absolutely phenomenal, but it is likely to sell out. So stick it in the diary now. That's Sunday the 25th of April next year at the Town Hall at 7 p.m. You're going to love it. Make sure you sign up and buy tickets when they're released. It's going to be epic. Well, next up, my friends, we have Dai Woolridge, who is a poet and spoken word artist, and he's going to share with us a little poem about the amazing guy that Jesus was. Enjoy.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Dai Woolridge, and as it's Easter, I thought I'd share with you a story that I've written for Bible Society a couple of years ago called The Super Cool Story of Jesus. Have you heard it? Well, maybe you have and maybe you haven't, but I'd love to share with you this story because Easter is all about the story of Jesus, and I'd love to share with you that story through sharing this story. Are you sitting comfortably? Then we'll begin. Jesus did and Jesus loved. To show us how the Father loves. When Jesus was all grown up, he really did a lot of stuff. He walked lots and taught lots. He helped lots and prayed lots. Told stories, did miracles, and he did these a lot. Jesus did and Jesus loved in lots of places and lots of ways, on top of high hills and in boats out at sea, sat down by tables for supper or tea, but he also loved lots on a kind of tree. It's 100% true and a super cool story. Jesus said and Jesus loved. To show us how the Father loves. On a great big hill, Jesus told a story about two builders. Let's call them Billy and Bernie. Now, Billy, being silly, built his house on the sand, but Bernie, the brains, built on rock on the land. After the storm, Billy was grumpy, 'cause his house was in pieces, all broken and lumpy. But when you listen and do what I say, you're like Bernie the builder who built the right way. Or did you hear about the farmer who had 100 sheep? One went missing, so the farmer couldn't sleep. The sheep could have been cold, maybe covered in frost, but the farmer searched and found the sheep that was lost. He makes up invitations and calls round all his mates. I found the missing sheep, he says, and so they celebrate. It's the same as how the Father feels when he rescues us. Yes, heaven has a party and makes a great big fuss. Jesus did and Jesus loved, to show us how the Father loves. Jesus was at a wedding. The fun they had was plenty. There were lots of people dancing, but then the wine ran empty. So Jesus got some water and turned it into wine, and people drank it gladly. It tasted, oh, so fine. Jesus was by a lake with friends, and people came to follow. It got late and bellies grumbled, 'cause they had no food to swallow. So Jesus did a miracle. 5,000 mouths were fed. He did it with 2 smelly fish and just 5 loaves of bread. in a boat, out at sea. His mates had a big surprise. They saw Jesus walking. They couldn't believe their eyes. And he wasn't in a boat, and he wasn't wearing skis. He was walking on the water and doing it with ease. Jesus served and Jesus loved, to show us how the Father loves. Jesus was at a table with friends like John and Pete. He made some soapy water and scrubbed their grubby feet. "Oh, you can't wash my feet," said Pete. "No way, not happening never." But Jesus did the messy jobs, though he's the most important ever. Jesus ate and Jesus loved, to show us how the Father loves. Jesus was having supper. He broke the bread in two. It's a picture of my body, and it's broken now for you. He also filled the cup with wine. Remember when I'm gone, that I bled because I loved you and paid for all your wrong. Jesus prayed and Jesus loved, to show us how the Father loves. Jesus was in the garden. He knew his time had come. "I wish there was another way," said Jesus, "but let my Father's will be done." Then Judas gave up Jesus to soldiers who were rough. They followed his direction. "Hey, where's Jesus of Nazareth?" Jesus saw them coming and told them, "Here I am." And then they arrested Jesus. But it was part of God's big plan. Jesus died and Jesus loved, to show us how the Father loves. Some didn't like Jesus. He said he was God's son. They thought he was telling fibs and telling them for fun. And though he was God's son, they nailed him to a cross-shaped tree. In between two robbers, he died for you and me. He said, "It is finished." And then he closed his eyes. And in case he was pretending, they even stabbed his side. But Jesus rose and Jesus loved, to show us how the Father loves. A woman was at a graveyard. A man asked her what was wrong. The lady sobbed and sniffled. "Jesus' body's gone." She thought he was a gardener, but there was no spade in view. But Jesus called her Mary. Then, "Teacher," she cries, "it's you!" She couldn't help be overjoyed. She didn't have a choice. She was chatting to living Jesus. She knew him by his voice. So Jesus does and Jesus loves, to show us how the Father loves. Jesus did and loved a lot. He did it for you and me, not only on boats or dinner tables, but on a cross-shaped tree. He closed his eyes and died that day to pay for all our wrong. But he did it because he loves us lots and wants us to belong. After 3 whole days, the tomb was really empty because Jesus came to life again, so we praise him plenty. So now Jesus is alive. There's lots he wants to give, but most of all, it's life and love, so we can really live. The end. Well, I hope you enjoyed. That was the super cool story of Jesus. And if you want to see other Easter resources by Bible Society, feel free to check out the website. But we do really hope that you have a blessed Easter in these tough times, and maybe remember the super cool story of Jesus and how he loved us and how he did so much to show us the Father's love. I've been Dai Woolridge. Thank you so much for joining me in my study, and may you have a blessed Easter.
Hey, just a quick word for you parents that are watching. I run a podcast called the Oh My Days Academy. Now, one of my favourite words of Jesus is that he says, "I've come that you might have life, and life in all of its fullness." I love that verse, and it's kind of underpinned everything that I do as a comedian, as a magician, as a father, as a husband. I want to live life in all of its fullness. Now, I started this podcast called the Oh My Days Academy, and what it does is it's based on Luke 2:52, where it says that Jesus grew in wisdom, in stature, and in favour with God and man. Now, I want to help people to do that in some way. So this podcast curates wisdom from a wide range of specialists, right from relational health to physical health to intellectual growth and to spiritual health. But it's designed really for anyone to access. It's accessible for anybody regardless of faith or belief or where they're at. And so why don't you have a listen today? Just search Oh My Days Academy on your favourite podcast platform or head to ohmydaysacademy.co.uk.
Hi everyone, we are Riverside Performing Arts, a Christian theatre company based in Birmingham. We hope that you're doing okay and that you're keeping active during these strange times. We want to thank the Christian Arts Festival for inviting us to take part in Living Room, and hopefully our time together will bring a smile to your face. As a company, one of our favourite shows to tour is The Rainbow Fish. So today, we're going to show you a snippet from the show and then go straight into a reading of the book itself. So let's get ready to dive into this underwater adventure. Welcome to story time!
The Rainbow Fish by Marcus Fischer. A long way out in the deep blue sea, there lived a fish. Not just an ordinary fish, but the most beautiful fish in the entire ocean. His scales were every shade of blue and green and purple, with sparkling silver scales among them. The other fish were amazed at his beauty. They called him Rainbow Fish. "Come on, Rainbow Fish," they would call. "Come and play with us." But the Rainbow Fish would just glide past, proud and silent, letting his scales shimmer. One day, a little blue fish followed after him. "Rainbow Fish," he called, "wait for me. Please give me one of your shiny scales. They are so wonderful, and you've got so many." "You want me to give one of you one of my special scales? Who do you think you are?" cried the Rainbow Fish. "Get away from me." Shocked, the little blue fish swam away. He was so upset he told all his friends what had happened. From then on, no one would have anything to do with Rainbow Fish. They turned away when he swam by. What good were the dazzling, shimmering scales with no one to admire them? Now he was the loneliest fish in the entire ocean. One day he poured out his troubles to the starfish. "I really am beautiful. Why doesn't anybody like me?" "I can't answer that for you," said the starfish. "But if you go beyond the coral reef to a deep cave, you will find the wise octopus. Maybe she can help you." The Rainbow Fish found the cave. It was dark inside and he couldn't see anything. Then suddenly, two eyes caught him in their glare, and the octopus emerged from the darkness. "I have been waiting for you," said the octopus in a deep voice. "The waves have told me your story. This is my advice. Give a glittering scale to each of the other fish. You will no longer be the most beautiful fish in the sea, but you will discover how to be happy." The rainbow fish started to say, but the octopus had already disappeared into a dark cloud of ink. "Give away my scales, my beautiful shining scales? Never! How could I ever be happy without them?" Suddenly, he felt a light touch of a fin. The little blue fish was back. "Oh, rainbow fish, please don't be angry. I just want one little scale." The rainbow fish wavered. Only one very small shimmery scale, he thought. Well, maybe I wouldn't miss just one. Carefully, the rainbow fish pulled out the smallest scale and gave it to the little fish. Thank you very much." The little blue fish bubbled playfully as he tucked the shiny scale in among his blue ones. A rather peculiar feeling came over Rainbow Fish. For a long time he watched the little blue fish swim back and forth in his new scale, glittering in the water. The little blue fish whizzed through the ocean with his scale flashing, so it didn't take long before Rainbow Fish was surrounded by the other fish. Everyone wanted a glittering scale. The rainbow fish shared his scales and left and right, and the more he gave away, the more delighted he became. When the water around him filled with glimmering scales, he at last felt at home among the other fish. Oh, finally, Rainbow Fish had only one shining scale left. His most prized possessions had been given away, yet he was very happy. "Come and play with us, Rainbow Fish," they called. "Come and play with us." "Here I come," said the Rainbow Fish, and happy as a splash, he swam off to join all his friends. The end.
The Rainbow Fish is such a great story about friendship and about sharing. And we love performing it at Riverside Performing Arts as well. And in our show, with loads of bubbly music, we do lots of dancing and singing. What we're going to do as one of our activities today is I'm going to put a link underneath this video, and it is a link to one of our songs from the show. What we'd love to see you do is to play the music and film you and your friends and your family dancing your best fishy dances to this song, and then feel free to send them in to us. We'd love to see how great your flippers can flop. Our second activity is that we would love for you, just like the Rainbow Fish, to share some kindness to those around you. So, if you can, get a piece of paper and loads of coloring crayons and pencils and color in a really beautiful picture, maybe of a fish or maybe of another animal that you love. And you could write a really great message underneath it about sharing kindness and sharing love. And then you could stick the picture facing outside on your front window so that anyone passing by can be encouraged or have a smile as they see it. Let's see how much kindness we can share in our world today. Other than that, see you next week at Wednesday, 10 a.m. for Storytime with Riverside Performing Arts. Okay, so instead of trying to find the link, we're gonna go straight into the song right now. So get up on your feet, have a little wiggle, and let's see your best fishy moves, and maybe you can even sing along.
Out in the middle of the ocean, down at the bottom of the sea,
all do our best fishy dance.
Yeah.
So good, everyone. Why don't we go again with the splishing and splashing? Here we go.
And there was splishing and splashing, swimming and diving, swishing and gliding, laughing and playing. There was splishing and splashing, swimming and diving, swishing and gliding all day.
Now really quiet.
And there was splishing and splashing, swimming and diving,
Now as loud as you can.
and there was splishing and splashing, swimming and diving, swishing and gliding, laughing and playing. There was splishing and splashing, swimming and diving, swishing and gliding all day.
That was fun.
Wow, you guys, that was so good. Clearly, you've been practicing. Well, that's all that we have for you today from Riverside Performing Arts. But we'd love if you could follow us on Facebook and Instagram to see our weekly story times on a Wednesday and also our dance break dance tutorials every Friday. Do join in with those. Otherwise, hope you have a really good rest of your week. Take care and God bless everyone.
Well, that was Riverside Theatre Company retelling the story of the rainbow fish. I hope you enjoyed it. What a great story time to have as part of the Living Room Fest today. Well, listen, next up is a friend of mine that I've known for a while, and he's a very clever man. In fact, he's very clever. He spent years learning about how the world works and how things work. And today he's going to teach you how to do some amazing things with everyday items that you might find in your house. He's a scientist, he's also a magician, and he travels to schools across the country talking a little bit about how things work and do amazing things with science. So here is a good friend of mine. His name is Matt Prichard, and you're going to love it, so stay tuned.
Hello and welcome to this locked down version of the Christian Arts Festival. My name's Dr. Matt Prichard. Welcome. Let me show you what we're going to do today. So this is a strange experiment. It involves a pack of cards and a spoon. Now, if I get this right, what we can do here is take the spoon and just place the spoon straight through the centre of the pack of cards. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, hang on a minute, Matt, there is a hole in the box. And if you're thinking there's a hole in the box, you're right, there is a hole in the box. And some of you thinking, hang on a minute, Matt, there aren't any cards inside this box. And if you're thinking that, well, you're right as well, because inside here, there's a solid block of steel. It weighs 0.5 kilogram. And so somehow I found a way of putting a spoon through a block of steel. And that's what I love doing. I love surprising people, sometimes with magic, but today I'm going to be showing you some of my favourite science and maths tricks, all to do with this next thing, shapes. So this is one of my favourite shapes. It's called a Hoberman sphere. It's a lovely expanding shape. But I want to show you some shapes that you can play around at home. So let's start with this. Let's start making a rather crazy sculpture involving a drinks can to begin with. Now, if you have the can right, what you can do is you can get it to balance at that rather crazy, rather precarious angle. Now, if you want to do this yourself, what you need is a drinks can. It doesn't have to be Coke. It works with most cans. But don't have a full can and don't have an empty can. Have a half full can. And what that means is the liquid in here is at this level. And so you've got like half the mass of it on this side and half the mass on this side. And because it's half and half, like a seesaw at a playground, it's balanced. And if you're going to try this, and 3 tips for you. First tip is do it outside. Today is a really lovely, warm, dry day for me. And so outside's good because if it does spill, it's not going to make a mess. Second tip is I even tape over the top just in case it does drop to one side. And the third tip is don't do it with Coke. Coke's sticky, it's going to stain, even if you're outside. Put some water in and then it's less likely to annoy the people you live with. Now, once you've mastered this, try balancing it on different objects. So here's a great one to start with. Get a bottle with a sports cap on it. And if it's the right type of lid, it will balance like this. You want a lid that doesn't bend up, because if it does, it'll roll off the side. You want it to bend down like a bowl shape, and then it will always roll into the middle, which is a fun balance. So you can explore, trying different ways you can balance things. Here's another balance. This is something I got from a science museum. It's a pterosaur, and it's been carefully designed to do this. Balance, he says, as he knocks it over. Balance on just the beak. Now it's pretty stable. I can put it on my finger and I can move my finger around and it'll stay balanced. And the way this is working is, well, there's some hidden weights at the ends of the wings here. And that means what you've got, similar to the can, you've got half the mass at the top and half the mass at the bottom. And with the beak in the middle, that becomes the balance point. This cost me 12 quid though, which, to be honest, I think is a rip-off. So I'm going to show you a way you can make something very similar which won't cost you any money. What you need is a drinks cork, and I've also already wedged in there, just there, a cocktail stick, just sticking outside. And you also need 2 forks. And this is where you need to be careful that you don't prod it into your fingers. Stick the fork in one side, and on the opposite side, stick the second fork. And now what you've got is a very scary pterosaur, which has a similar property to the plastic one. This will now balance quite nicely on the lid of a bottle or on your finger. So that's now 2 balances, a can and a pterosaur. This is a stunt lots of people know. This, with the corks and the forks and the variations, is a good 100 years old. Lots of Victorian science books have it in. Can we combine the 2 together? That's the question. Well, let's think about it for a moment. The line that goes straight up through the cap, straight through the can, pops out about here. Now that's where the centre of mass is, somewhere in this point here. Now, if you put a weight at that point at the top, it's not going to tip it this way. It's not going to tip it that way. It's going to remain balanced. Bit like a seesaw at a playground. You have 2 friends, put the third one in the middle, it's not going to tip either way. So what I've done is I've took some super glue. And hopefully you can see that. There's a matchstick just wedged to the side there. I've stuck it down there with some super glue just to hold it in place. And this should now be the perfect spot for me to land a pterosaur on. Let's give this a go. There we go. we've now got a double balance. We've got a balance at the base of the can, and we've got a balance on the side of the can with a pterosaur just there. But we can take things further. So let me put this to one side for a moment. This is something I've had for a while. This is usually people who want to impress their guests at dinner parties might get something like this to create an impossible looking object. So this is a carefully designed piece of plastic. It's got a hole in there, you can see, and the angle at the bottom's really important as well. This goes here, and then normally a wine bottle's used, but I've realised if you do it with a square bottle, this becomes a nice base, a nice flat surface. And at the moment it's going to tip this way, so what we need to do is counterbalance it with my bottle here. And now we've got this lovely balance here. But we've also got a base which we could put a can on, and we can balance the pterosaur on the can. So I wonder if we can do all three at the same time. To give myself a fighting chance, I'm going to just do two extra things. First of all, I'm going to use these tubes. They're just going to go underneath here. They're just simply a support. So if I knock something, then it gets caught. It's like a safety net, because if it does go when I build it up, it could go spectacularly wrong. So we'll place that here. And I've also got a spirit level just on top. That's just going to turn this. I just want this as flat as I can. So that's good. I can move the spirit level out of the way, and then we'll start adding the can on. Can's there. And then the really tricky, let's just check that this works. Yep, so we've got a balance there. Let's now add the pterosaur. Need to make it sure it's all in a straight line. There we go. This should finally balance like this. And then if we want to add just one extra little twist, what we can do is we've got our pterosaur here. That should just go on the edge here. We can take these supports well out the way, and we've now got 4 separate balances going on. We've got a balance here, a balance here, a balance at the bottom, and a balance on the beak of the pterosaur. So maybe you might not be doing the huge balancing that I've just shown you, but you can certainly try it with the fork and the cork. You can certainly try it with a can, and then on things like bottles as well. It's a nice example of some simple science to create quite a strange and wonderful shape. So let's clear the decks, and we'll move on to our next thing. Inside this box is a second box, and inside this second box there is a zip. Now, just to get these boxes out of the way, let's put this one in here and this one in here, and that can sit to one side. So I went to a shop, and this shop sold me the largest zip that I could get. And all I've done is I've just stuck some Velcro on the ends here and the ends here. And we know how zips work. If you were to unzip them, things come apart. This is where it gets interesting. So if I take these two bits and join the ends together, what we've got here is a loop. And if I was to unzip this here, we end up with those circles turning into 2 circles, and we should find it, yeah, comes apart nice and easily. That shouldn't surprise us though, because that's what we'd expect. If we unzip a circle, we'll just get 2 circles. So let's make it into an interesting shape. Let's put half a twist here and join the ends together. Half a twist, if we unzip, makes a totally different shape. What we end up with is a giant circle. Half a twist and a giant circle. So let's ask a what if question. What if, rather than half a twist, we do it with a full twist? So here we go, half a twist and a full twist, join it together. I wonder if you can figure out what shape we're going to make this time. And if we unzip and unzip, we end up making 2 circles joined together. Now you may not have a zip like this, but what you can do is you can just do it with a strip of paper and join the ends together with a bit of tape and cut it with some scissors, and you can explore these shapes. The shape that I showed you with the half twist is what's called a Mobius strip. Weirdly, it's a one-sided shape. So let me now show you a six-sided shape. Here we go, six-sided shape. This, yeah, I know what you're thinking. This is a hexagon, right? Well, it's more than just a hexagon. It's a yellow hexagon. And it's more than just a yellow hexagon. It's also a blue hexagon. So we've got a yellow and a blue side. And we all know our colours. So if we mix yellow and blue together, we end up with green, right? So this is now a three-sided shape. We've got the blue side, the yellow side, and the green side. I haven't told you yet about the red side. The red side here is now matched with the yellow side, and red and yellow mixed together makes orange. So this is now the fifth colour, and can you predict what the final colour is going to be? So we've got blue, and we've seen that at the start. Blue and red mixed together makes purple. Now this isn't designed to fool you. It's a curious object. It's called a hexa flexagon. Hexa because it's like a hexagon. Second hexa because it's got these six colours, and a flexagon because, well, it's got lots of flaps and it can flex and fold, and it's made from 18 coloured triangles, double-sided, and I just joined them together. It looked like a multicoloured snake on my table, and then I join the ends together in a special fold, and you end up with a shape. And there's lots of instructions on YouTube to make your own flexagons. There's square ones, triangular ones, hexagon ones. And rather than me tell you how to make it, other people have done much better explanations. So I suggest look at flexagons, make your own, and you can make some different designs and play with a really wonderful shape. There's another shape that I just do not understand. And this shape involves this. It involves two of these clips, these carabiner clips. And it involves a rope. Now what I've done here is I've joined the ends of the rope together. So I've made a big loop. And if I was to take one of these clips and just have it resting on the rope, if I was to let go at the end, it'll drop off. So the clip is not trapped. Here's where things get interesting though. If I was to take the second clip like this, what we've now got is everything's trapped. If I was to bring this up here, it would go to the top and it go round back to the bottom. If I was to bring it up and through the middle, it's still trapped. Everything is trapped at these moments. So to make things release, now I've completely trapped it there. There we go. To release things, what we need to do is we need to open up the clip, but not in a way I think you're expecting. If I bring this up and clip the clips together, I've got a complete mess here. However, it's not as messy as you'd expect if I was to take this rope and pull. We end up finding that this comes undone. By double trapping this, we release the rope. So let me show you again. Try not to get myself all caught up. So we've got this loose on here. We take the second clip and join it together. And then what you need to do is bring this up the middle and clip it. And if I do this in slow motion, let's see if we can do this. Pull this down here. Lift this out of the way, and you'll see at this point that the rope has come free. So it's a lovely, lovely shape. I don't understand quite how it works. It's I know what I'm doing, and I know I'm not cheating, but it just does not work. So let's tell you what, we need to do it this way, don't we? Put this in the black. This goes in here, and then we're back to start. I'm going to try something that every time I show people scares me. And the reason it scares me is because I did this on my wedding day. When I got married, I did the bridegroom's speech, and I decided I was not going to do any magic tricks during the speech. I'll just let my friend Steve Price do the magic show later in the day. And then I thought, oh, actually, there's one trick that I could do, and so I did it. And it failed miserably. It didn't work. It went horribly wrong. Really embarrassing in front of all my in-laws and all my friends and new friends on that day. So I'm going to show you the trick that when I got married, it went horribly wrong. And it's another shape-based one. This time using a chessboard. And we've got some scissors here. I'm going to do some cutting. And as I cut, I want you to see if you can work out what I might be making. So there we go. This is the moment of truth. This is where it will make or break. It either work or it won't. And I think today we're doing all right, because what we've now got is we've got two pieces of paper that are linked together. That should be impossible, to take a flat piece of paper, to cut it, and then you've got two interlinking rings. You can see why this would be a perfect trick to do for a wedding speech if it worked. However, it didn't, but today it did. So there's just one last thing I want to share with you. If you remember, we started with a spoon, so let's now finish with a spoon. And just so we can all see really clearly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this card on here, and then if the spoon moves, the card will move, and if the card moves, you know the spoon's moving, because I'm going to hide this whole thing in my mouth. And then the fact that, right, that doesn't make sense, does it? The challenge is I'm not going to swallow it, because that's pure madness. What I am going to do instead is I'm going to try and twist it upside down without using my hands, just tongue of my teeth. Ta-da! So, if you find it really hard doing this, because sometimes it is hard because you've got a big spoon, do it something thinner, like a fork. So I'm going to leave that as a little surprise, a little mystery for you to think about. I just want to say thank you for watching. I hope some of the ideas I've shown you surprised you, maybe amazed you, and I hope some of these ideas you can take away and go and make yourself. I would love to know how you get on with them, and if you do get in touch. You can find me online. My website's sciencemagicshows.co.uk, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Science Magician. Simple as that on both those platforms. So thank you for watching. Thank you to the Christian Arts Festival at Cheltenham. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.
Well, thanks ever so much, Matt, for helping us to do amazing and incredible things with items around the house. So clever and so creative. Well, listen, friends, if you are feeling creative, then there's an opportunity for you to enter the Eden Art Competition. So it's all part of the Christian Arts Festival here in Cheltenham, and you can submit maybe a drawing, maybe a painting. All the terms and conditions are on the website for the Arts Festival, and it's available for children and right up to 18-year-olds. So if you're feeling skilled and talented and creative in the area of artistic talent, then why don't you submit an entry? And who knows, you might win. But if not, you'll just enjoy the creativity. So next up, my friends, is a good friend of mine called Thomas Trilby. And Thomas Trilby is one of the greatest circus performers and workshop leaders that you'll find. And he lives here in Gloucestershire. So enjoy this, my friends. This is the brilliant Thomas Trilby.
Thank you, Tom. Yes, my name is Thomas Trilby. I was due to be performing at the Christian Arts Festival this summer. Sadly, I won't be able to do that now, of course. So it's fantastic to be able to join in with an online event like this one, the Living Room Fest. So, this afternoon I'd like to show you some circus skills. We'll do a little bit of juggling and plate spinning and some hat tricks. But first of all, I need to just make sure that I've got my case here in the right place. So this has got my juggling balls in it. I have been having a little bit of an issue with this case though. It seems that wherever I try and take the case has its own mind and wants to do its own thing. So whatever I try and do, the case just stays in one place. I try and lift it. I try and lift it upwards, I try and push it to the side, I try and just walk away, and it literally will just stay there like that. Now what happens eventually is it does kind of decide to do its own thing. So, once we've got this, we can take the juggling balls out. So here I've got 3 juggling balls. Now I'm hoping that you can see that one of them is a different colour. That means that you will be able to see the tricks. I would suggest that you don't try and watch all 3 balls at once. It gets rather confusing. The best thing to do is just to focus on the blue ball. So, for example, if I start juggling like this, you can hopefully see the blue ball is going round and round with the other 2. Now keep your eye on that blue ball because it's the blue ball that goes over the top. Now, you may not notice it at first, but it goes over the top. Now, it doesn't just go that way over the top, but that way over the top as well. Watch carefully. It goes that way, and that way, and that way, and that way over the top. Now, what happens after that is they all follow the blue one. Now, once they've all followed the blue one round in a circle that way, what happens next is they all follow the blue one round in a circle that way as well. Now, keep your eye on it because what happens next is they all follow it both ways over the top. Hopefully, you're keeping up with the blue one. What happens next is the blue one goes under my arm. Now, not only does the blue one go under my arm, but sometimes the blue one and the 2 gold ones, oh, hang on, in fact, all of them go under my arm as well, until what happens is the blue one comes back to the same hand. Now, watch carefully, because what happens is it comes back to the same hand. What I'm going to do after that is I'm going to start catching the blue one downwards. Now, I'm not just going to catch it downwards with my right hand like that, but with my left hand as well. Sometimes I can actually catch them all downwards with my right hand, sometimes all downwards with my left hand, and occasionally all downwards with both hands. Now, I can't hear the clapping at home, but I'm a little bit worried that you're saving your clapping for a big finale. Now, I've got to tell you, there isn't one. Okay, so the best thing to do is just to let it out little by little as we go. Now, the next trick is to go under my leg. Now, I'll go under the leg with a blue one like that. Sometimes I will go under the leg with a blue one, and then I'll go under the leg with a blue one, a gold one, and a gold one, like so. After that, I can do things like the blue one off my hand, or the blue one off my knee. Look over there! Look at the back of your living room! Look at the back of your living room! Oh, it's okay, nothing there, it's okay. No, nothing was going on, you're fine. I think I got away with it. Okay, so what I was going to show you is the blue one off the knee like that. Possibly the blue one off the foot like that. Maybe the blue one off the back of the hand like that. And if I take my hat off, the blue one off my head as well. Up, like that. Not just the blue one, up, but the gold one, up, the other gold one, up and down like so. Now, what some jugglers do is they stop, they have a perfect moment for applause. Good, well spotted. And then they could start one of 2 ways. One way of starting is to throw all 3, catch the blue one and carry on. But what I prefer to do is throw them all under my leg, catch the blue one, and then carry on. Now things are going to get a little bit more complicated. For example, the blue one goes there, they go 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 there. And then this happens. Now, people just get used to the blue one being at the side when it goes to the middle. Now, they just get used to it being in the middle when it goes to the side. Sometimes it goes to the other side and back, and sometimes at the middle while they swap. Sometimes it's at the side while they swap, and sometimes over there while they swap. Ladies and gentlemen, floor juggling! That's the only way into that trick. Okay, what I was showing you is over the top like that. Now, things do get a little bit stranger. Keep your eye on the blue ball. Just watch the blue ball. Only watch the blue ball. In fact, now, if you watch the blue ball even more carefully, you'll see. And then this one is even more complicated, like so. Now, I'm going to move on to my last 3-ball juggling trick. And it's quite a difficult one, so if you are going to clap for this trick, please clap quite quickly because it doesn't last very long. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Oh, thank you very much. You're very kind. Now, would you like to see 4 balls? Yep. You want to see 4? Brilliant. Okay, here we go. 4 balls. Can you see them? Excellent. Well done. So, now you've seen 4 balls. That's it? You just want to see? You want to see me actually juggle them? Okay, we'll go for the actual juggle then. Now, this doesn't last long either, so if you are going to clap again, clap very quickly. 4 ball juggling. 4 ball juggling. Thank you very much. You're very kind. Ooh, ah. 4 balls, like so. And I'd like to finish my juggling part of the routine by showing you a 5 ball impression. Now, my 5 ball impression is of a juggling horse. Now, I used to be a professional horse impressionist. I made my living doing impressions of horses. I gave it up after a while because there were far too many naysayers. I know, sorry. Okay, 5 ball juggling horse, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Nay! Nay! Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. 5 ball juggling horse. Thank you. Yes, sorry, I've established a level now, haven't I? Tell you what, I'll do you a better impression. How about juggling 5 balls on a very fast motorbike? That's better, isn't it? Okay, here we go. So we're going to go this way. Onto the motorbike. And we want to get up to about 80 miles an hour. Okay, so... Even faster, 70 miles an hour, 80 miles an hour. And when you're up to speed, 80 miles an hour... Thank you, just me. So that's it with the juggling, ladies and gentlemen. And now moving on to the plate spinning. I hope everyone's doing okay out there. It's a bit strange these times, isn't it? So it's nice to have an event like this and have some fun. It's great to be involved. Thank you, Nikki, for asking me. Plate spinning, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you're like us in lockdown, we're finding that food is very important. We're eating a lot, to be fair. We're eating a lot. And thankfully, we're cycling and exercising a lot as well, which is good. The aim of plate spinning is to demonstrate what you can do with a plate. Now, it's not a plate like you use at home, to be fair. Don't try doing this with a plate at home. You will find that gravy goes everywhere, sausages on it. You get into all sorts of trouble. So the best thing, folks, is just to stick to a special plate like this. Now, you take the stick in one hand. Now, if I come a little bit further back here, hopefully you'll be able to see the height of the plate as well. Here we go. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take the plate, I'm going to pop it on the stick, and I'm going to go round and round like this. Now, the aim as I go round and round is to try and make the plate spin on top of the stick like so. After that, and I can hear the rapturous applause from around Cheltenham and further afield, the aim then is to throw the plate and catch it on the stick. Here we go. So I'll come a little bit lower for this so you can see. We're going to throw, hop, and catch. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, can he do it higher? Well, the answer is, I'm going to try, ladies and gentlemen, the same trick, but higher. Here we go. I'm going to take the plate. I'm going to come down a little bit lower for this, and I'm going to do it higher. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, throwing the plate in the air. Thank you very much, thank you very much. What's that? You'd like it even higher? Even higher, okay, here we go. Once more. I can't do it higher, I'm afraid. It hurts my throat. Tell you what, we'll throw the plate higher. Let's have a go. Might even get it off the screen. Here we go, nice and high. 1, 2, 3, hop! Oh, excellent. Do you know, you don't even just have to throw it higher. You can also throw the plate and the stick and catch them on the way back down. You can catch it on the wrong end of the stick, like so. Maybe even bring it back onto this end of the stick. Ooh. Look out the window! Look out the window, isn't it? A marvellous, lovely May, Saturday, sunny after, maybe not. Okay, let's try again. Here we go. So we're going to throw the plate. We're going to catch it on the other end. We're going to come back over and catch it on the other end. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Now, moving on to some slightly harder tricks. This one is quite nice. What I do with this one is, if I come this way, maybe I can, not sure. There we go. What I'm going to do now, ladies and gentlemen, is do the plate standing on one leg. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll go under the leg. We'll get it spinning a little bit faster. Here we go, folks. Under the leg. Hup. Ha, under the leg, folks. Now I'm going to put those two tricks together. We're going to go under the leg with a throw and a catch. Here we go. Under the leg, throw and catch. Hi-ya. Ha. Now it's okay to get a trick wrong once. That's fine. The second time you get a trick wrong, it's a bit embarrassing. The third time I get a trick wrong, my mum says I've got to get a proper job. Which even in these trying times, I'm not going to do. Okay, so we're going to try that again. Here we go. Second time lucky. Under the leg, throw and catch. Under the leg, throw and catch. Oh, marvellous. And then behind the back like so. Go all the way around the back, around like this, all the way around. And back to there again, like so. Now, of course, my favourite tricks are balancing it on my chin. Chin, yes, on the chin. Now, yes, I know some of you are saying which chin. That's fine. Asking which chin is fine. Slightly rude, but absolutely fine. Now, what we're going to do is the chin balance. Again, I think I might need to come a little bit lower. This is quite hard kneeling down. We're going to go for the chin balance, which looks a little bit like this. The chin balance, ladies and gentlemen. The chin balance. Now, my next favourite trick is the nose balance, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I've got to tell you, my father used to do this trick. And his father, before that, he used to do this trick as well. So it's really good, you see, because nosers like this run in our family. It's going to be a long day. Okay, here we go. The nose balance, ladies and gentlemen. Up. On the nose, ladies and gentlemen. On the nose, and I can keep it there till everyone has clapped. Excellent, you're very kind. And of course, my very favourite trick, just for you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is the... Yes, the ear balance, ladies and gentlemen. The ear balance. Just for you, the ear balance. Here we go. Balancing the trick. Apologies, balancing the plate. On my forehead, just ear. Yes, just on my forehead, ear. Ladies and gentlemen, the ear balance. Here we go. Oh, look. Do none of you watch Star Trek? You know on Star Trek, they have a left ear, a right ear, and a final front ear. Just me and about 6 of the grown-ups. That's fine, I'm happy with that. I'm happy. Okay, here we go. The ear balance, ladies and gentlemen, on ear. Oh, quite hard kneeling down, that one, quite hard. But of course you want to see the actual ear balance on here, don't you? So we'll go on to the ear balance. Again, a little bit lower for you. Onto the ear. Up. Oh, crikey. Here we go again. The ear balance, ladies and gentlemen. The ear balance. Thank you. You're very kind. Of course, I'll let you into a secret. I do cheat slightly with the ear balance. I've got so much wax in that ear. So much wax, ladies and gentlemen. Just kind of sticks there. It's weird. It's very strange. Okay, right. One of my favourite tricks is slightly gruesome. And I do apologise that it's a bit gruesome, but we're going to do it anyway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the plate spinning. Once I've got the plate spinning like this, I'm going to balance it on my finger. Now, as if that wasn't enough, I'm going to go round here like this until my arm will go absolutely my arm! Ow, my arm! Obviously, it doesn't come all the way around back to there again, does it? That would be very strange if you're... Ow, now the problem with... I do love that trick, ladies and gentlemen. I do love that trick. But what happens is, one of my arms comes back slightly shorter than the other, because it's gone around like that, and this arm ends up a little bit shorter. So what I've got to do is get this arm to stretch back out again. Okay, now... As I'm on my own here and no one can help, okay, I'm just going to have to, rather than someone pull my hand out to help, I'm just going to have to try and do it myself. Okay, here we go. So I've just got to extend that arm a little bit there. Just extend that one just a little bit. Yep, that's it. Just extending that arm a little bit there. Yep, that's good. Just extending that arm a little bit. Yep, a little bit more. Yep, a little bit more. A little bit more. Yep, just extending that arm just a little bit more. Yep, excellent. That's great. That's fantastic. Look. So now I've got both arms the same length. Okay, so we just need to do that one a little bit. There we go. So again, just push the arm out, push the arm out, push the arm out, a little bit more like that. Push the arm. Yeah, keep the arm pushing, keep the arm pushing. Excellent. And now hopefully we've got both the same length. That's good, because as a juggler, you do need both your arms roughly the same length. By the way, did I tell you, I had a real shortage of juggling equipment earlier. When this whole lockdown thing started, I could not find anything to juggle with. So what I went out and did is I bought literally thousands of these. I bought thousands of them because I thought they would be the best things for juggling with. I didn't actually. I mean, these are recent. These are recent. Although these are last of the ones we had before, I recommend these. Okay, here we go. Juggling with toilet roll. Very lockdown. Very lockdown. Here we go. Hop, hop, hop. Toilet roll juggling, ladies and gentlemen. Excellent. There we go. Ooh, ha, 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 ha. Hours of fun. Right, so when I do the juggling with the plate spinning, I normally finish by making a balloon for a volunteer. Someone's come out to help me. Now, I can't do that for a volunteer today, but I still like to make a balloon so you can see what I would normally do. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go slightly off camera over here, and I'm going to grab some balloons. And what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, is I'm going to show you balloon modelling. Here we go. So, balloon modelling, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Balloon modelling, sorry, don't clap, don't laugh, don't encourage me. Okay, I'm going to take this balloon and I'm going to make something. But before that, I am going to read all of your minds. I want you to think of an animal. And if it's the animal that's written on the back of this piece of paper, then I will have read your mind. Okay, here we go. So I want you, woof, woof, to think woof, yap, yap, bark. I want you, woof, 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 to think of any animal in the world. Woof, 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 woof. Woof, woof, woof. You can choose, woof. You can choose absolutely any animal. Woof. Oh, it's terrible, isn't it? Anyone thought of an animal? Everyone thought of an animal? Did you think of a dog? What is the chances? Well, this, ladies and gentlemen, is what it's all about. Anyway, what do you call a dog with a cold? A chihuahua. Okay, we'll make the dog. Okay. Now, the aim of making the dog is very simply, by the way, there are thousands of things you can make with a balloon. Children out there, you will know there are thousands of things that balloon modelers can make. Parents, you will know that they are all basically dogs. Okay. Giraffe, dog with a long neck. Rabbit, dog with big ears. So, yes, there are thousands of things you can make, and the dog is the one that I do. So, we're going to take the balloon, blow it up, and make a dog. Here we go. Oh, it's quite warm this. Hang on, I'll just take the jacket off a little on the wall side here. Pop that over there. Ladies and gentlemen, I have made a balloon snake. No, it's not a snake. It's not even a snake. I made a worm. Okay. We'll build up. We'll build up from the worm. No one said worm. Here we go. Tadpole, ladies and gentlemen. Balloon. Okay, here we go. Oh, sorry, excuse me. Oh, crikey. Suddenly see two screens in front of me. Here we go. We are running out of time, to be honest, so very quickly, a balloon snake! It's not a snake, ladies and gentlemen. Some of you will recognise this as a very important symbol, ladies and gentlemen. A fish! No? Okay. Tell you what this really is. This is actually a bow and arrow. Now, the bow and arrow has got an invisible string. Now, you probably won't be able to see the string, but it is there. It's invisible. Watch. If I grab hold of the string here, look, if I just grab the... Yeah, there we are in the middle. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the string, watch. Now, do you know what the worrying thing is? 47 years old, university educated, and that is my favourite thing in the world. I just want the grown-ups to imagine for one moment how proud my parents must be. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, what we're going to do is make the dog. So we're going to make a neck, like a nose like so. We'll make a couple of ears like this. We'll come round, we'll make a neck, we'll make a leg, we'll make a paw, we'll make another paw there, we'll make another paw there. Hopefully we've got something that looks like the front end of a balloon dog. The next thing we're going to do is come round here like this, go one like this. We're going to make another paw on the back there. We're going to make another paw there. We're going to come round until we have the balloon dog, ladies and gentlemen. Now, if you're clapping already, please stop. I'm pushing my luck. Maybe no one's even, and maybe everyone's left. Maybe everyone's left. Might just be me talking to myself. That would be strange. It's not any old balloon dog, ladies and gentlemen. It's a poodle. Balloon poodle, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. You're very kind. And I better pop this out of the way over here and keep that for later on. So, everyone okay? Still with me? I think we've got time probably for one more trick in today's show. As I say, it's been a real pleasure to be part of the Living Room Fest this afternoon, the Christian Arts Festival. Just so you know, I am doing lots more shows online at the moment, and I'm also offering juggling lessons, juggling workshops. So if there's a family or a group and you're in your house and you want to learn a new skill, something that will keep you occupied and entertained, drop me a line on my Facebook. That's facebook.com Thomas Trilby. So if you look up Thomas Trilby, in fact, get on there and like my page anyway. Shameless plug. But if you fancy having a go at juggling or even plate spinning or anything that you might have at home if you've got some spinning plates, or I can even send them to you. But juggling you can do with scrunched up socks. I can even teach you how to make juggling balls at home and then have a go. Anyway, I'm going to finish today, ladies and gentlemen, with a little bit of hat trickery. Now, the aim with these hats is to do tricks where they land on your head or you move them around your body. Now, I'm not going to do one hat trick, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not even going to do 2 hat tricks, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9 hat tricks, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to do 3. Otherwise known as a hat trick of hat tricks. Now, the first thing to do is just master the throw and the catch. Now, once you've got the throw and the catch like that, the aim is not to catch it in your hand, but to catch it on your head. Thank you. Now, once you've done that, you can take it off the normal way. You can also go onto your head like that. I prefer to come off this way, drop it down, and then have it back in your hand like that. So you go onto your head like that, you come off like that, you go down like that. Also, you can pop it on your head like that, you can pop it onto your arm, and then just nudge it across onto your elbow. Once it's on your elbow, the aim is to not hit the light just out of shot. The aim, oh, the joy of performing from home. Okay, the aim is to throw. Hup. 3rd time lucky. 4th time embarrassing. Hup. Onto the head like so. Now, after that, once you come off this way, another thing you can do is go onto your head, come off, and put your home. I've got a terrible attitude. Okay, here we go. So we're going to go on like this. We're going to off like this. We're going to go and onto the head like this. Here we go. After 3. After 3. What time is it now? After 3? Are we after 3? Do you want to wait? Sure. We'll go anyway. After 3. Here we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, all together, if you go with me, I will count you in, and then you can do the 1, 2, 3 with me. Okay, here we go. I go like this, you go 1. I go like this, you go 2. I go like this, you go 3. Are you ready? Here we go. Nice and loud. Here we go. Got to be with me on this one, joining in. Here we go. Excellent. Very good. But I think you can do it louder. Here we go. Very good. But I think you can go even louder still. Here we go. Yes. Clearly people have been off school for too long there, forgetting their basic maths. Here we go. Nice and loud this time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, right. This time we're going to go for it. Nice and loud. I hope the trick works after all of this. Here we go. Oh! I've got to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, that I am just as amazed as you are that that trick worked. I've got one more hat trick, folks. I'm going to take the hat, I'm going to pop it down onto my foot like this. It's there. And then I'm going to go from there onto my head. So here we go. Last trick. Now, if you want to add a little drum roll, ladies and gentlemen, just on your knees like this, a little drum roll. And then we're going to get it going a little bit louder, please. A little bit louder with the drum roll, if you would. A little bit louder with the drum roll. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hup. I think that drum roll was slightly disappointing. Okay, so a little bit better on the drum roll, and we'll go with the trick. Here we go. So, here we go. Drum roll. Hear the drum roll going. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Hup. Oh! You're very kind, ladies and gentlemen. You're very kind. Well, that's it from me, Thomas Trilby. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon of the Living Room Fest. Please check me out on Facebook. And Tom, I will hand back over to you. Thank you very much.
Everywhere I'm a lot safer than I look. Sorry, comedy show.
Now I've been thinking,
go!
You got something. You're not everything to everyone, but darling, pay attention. Oh, I might mention the way you could live up to my expectations.
Literally. I could be going anywhere. I'm just following. Coming round that room here. I'll come round.
You don't know what you mean to me. Never heard another, 'cause the else is a show, and they show, and they show, and they show, and they show. I promise to another, and I promise to go. That you want me, and you'll never be rid of me. I will love you forever when I'm strong, and we know, 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 and we know. One into the other, and another won't go. One into another, you don't know what you mean to me. Never heard another, 'cause the else is a show, and they show, and they show, and they show, and they show. Promise to another, and I promise to go. Tell me that you want me, and you'll never be rid of me. I shall live forever while it's wrong, and we know, 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 and we know.
Well, friends, if that's inspired you to give juggling a go or some circus skills a go, then why don't you let us know over at the Arts Festival? Maybe send us an email or get your parents to contact us through social media. We'd love to hear from you if you've given it a go and how you're getting on. Well, thanks ever so much, Thomas Trilby, for entertaining us and with circus skills. Absolutely love a bit of circus. Well, friends, I don't know if you have ever read any books by the brilliant Bob Hartman. I've known Bob now for a few years, and I've certainly read some of his books to my kids. Even just a few weeks ago, over Easter, I was reading some of Bob's Easter stories, or retelling of the Easter stories, to my kids at bedtime. And so I wonder, you've probably read some of Bob's books. He's a brilliant author, and today he's going to share a story with us from his new book, The Prisoners, the Earthquake, and the Midnight Song. Enjoy.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Living Room Fest, sponsored by the Christian Arts Festival. My name is Bob Hartman, and I will be telling you a story from my new book, The Prisoners, the Earthquake, and the Midnight Song. There it is. Published by the Good Book Company and illustrated by Catalina Echeverri. Now, there are lots of interesting sounds in this story, and you can join me as I do them. I'll show you what to do along the way. Listen. Do you hear it? A sound like sawing logs. A Can you do that? A sound coming from a prison in Philippi. The jailer is snoring. He's fast asleep, and his prisoners are all safely locked up for the night. But there's another sound. Do you hear it? It's coming from the very middle of the prison, the place from which no one escapes. And it's coming from two of the prisoners. Listen closely. Are they moaning and groaning? They could be. Their backs are bruised with the beating they were given. Their feet are locked up in stocks, but that's not it. Listen again. Are they complaining? They could be. They really shouldn't be there, you see. They were only helping a slave girl they met while walking through Philippi, helping her through the power of Jesus, who died so we can be forgiven, who came back from the dead so we can live forever, and who sent his Holy Spirit so we can follow him as our king. But our masters got angry and had them thrown in jail. Listen once more. Listen closely. Do you hear it? A simple tune? A set of words? Let every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. They're singing. Let every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. That's what they're doing. Singing songs of praise to God. And every other prisoner in the jail is listening to them. Their names are Paul and Silas. And they have come to Philippi to tell everyone there about Jesus, who died so we can be forgiven, who came back from the dead so we can live forever, and who sent his Holy Spirit so we can follow him as our King. And even though they don't deserve to be in jail, they trust God and take this chance to tell the other prisoners about him. Hang on. Do you hear it? There's another sound. It's a rumbling sound. Can you do that? A grumbling sound. Can you do that? A sound from deep beneath the prison. A sound rising up from the ground. A sound like a shouting chorus to their songs. It's an earthquake. Boom! Can you do that? Boom! That's what it is. It shakes the walls and the floors. It knocks the doors off their hinges and the locks from off their stocks. And now every prisoner is free. But then listen, do you hear it? The sharp scraping sound of a sword being drawn from its scabbard. Can you do that? It's the jailer's sword. He's wide awake now. And do you hear it? He's crying. Oh. You see, if the jailer's prisoners escape, then he must die. That's the law in Philippi. And when he sees the doors thrown open, he is sure that all his prisoners are gone. So he takes his sword to take his life. And all he can think of is how he will miss his wife and his son and his daughter. But before he can do that, there is another sound. Listen, someone is shouting, "Hey! Hey! Don't hurt yourself," calls Paul. "We're all still here." The jailer can hardly believe it. So he grabs a torch and picks his way through the rubble to the middle of the prison to see for himself. And when he realizes that all the prisoners are indeed still there, he falls down at the feet of Paul and Silas. There is something different, something special about these men, these foreigners who have come to Philippi with their stories about Jesus. So he leads them out of the prison. And listen, he has a question for them. What must I do to be saved? And Paul and Silas have an answer. Believe in the Lord Jesus. That's how you'll be saved. You and everyone who lives in your house. Then they tell the jailer all about Jesus, who died so we can be forgiven, who came back from the dead so we can live forever, and who sent his Holy Spirit so we can follow him as our King. And everyone in his house listens to his wife, his daughter, his son, his servants. And listen, do you hear it? The splishing, splish, the splashing, sploosh. It's water. The jailer washes Paul and Silas's wounds, splish, sploosh. And then Paul and Silas baptize the jailer in water, splish, sploosh, and everyone in his household too. Then they all sit down to a slap-up meal. And listen, do you hear it? A simple tune, a set of words. Let every tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. They're singing. Not just Paul and Silas, but the jailer and everyone else in his house. They're singing and praising God because now they all believe in Jesus. And listen, do you hear it? The sound of voices, millions of voices speaking in different languages all around the world, in cities and towns, in farms and villages, in shops and factories, and yes, in prisons as well. People telling other people about Jesus and how they can be saved. The same Jesus and the same Holy Spirit Paul and Silas told the jailer about. And listen, do you know what you can do? You can tell people about Jesus too. Jonah was a groaner. That's right, a groaner. So when God told him to go to Nineveh and tell the people who lived there to change their evil ways, what did Jonah do? Jonah groaned. Not Nineveh, he groaned. Anywhere but Nineveh, the people who live there are our enemies. And when he had stopped groaning, Jonah bought himself a ticket for a boat ride that would take him far away from Nineveh. God listened to Jonah groan. God watched him buy his ticket, but God still wanted Jonah to go to Nineveh. So when the boat reached the deepest part of the sea, God sent a storm. God help us, cried a sailor. We're sinking. God save us, cried another. We're tipping over. God must be very angry, cried the captain, with someone here on board. And what did Jonah do? Jonah groaned. It's me, Jonah groaned. I'm the one God's angry with. He told me to go to Nineveh, and here I am, sailing in the opposite direction. Throw me into the sea, and your troubles will be over. God forgive us, the sailors cried as they tossed Jonah into the water. And almost at once, the sea grew calm. Oh dear, Jonah groaned. I'm sinking. Oh no, Jonah groaned. I'm going to drown. Oh my, Jonah groaned. That's the biggest fish I've ever seen. And before he could groan another groan, the fish opened its mouth and swallowed Jonah up. It was God who sent the fish to rescue Jonah and to give him time to think. He had plenty to groan about, of course, the fish's slimy stomach, the seaweed, the smell. But Jonah was still alive, and that was something to cheer about. So Jonah stopped his groaning and said a prayer. I was sinking, Lord, I was drowning, but you saved me. So now I will do whatever you want. 3 days later, the fish spat Jonah up on a beach, and Jonah kept his promise. He went straight to Nineveh and told the people that God wanted them to change their evil ways. 40 days is all you've got, he warned them, and if you haven't changed by then, God will destroy your city. The people of Nineveh listened. The people of Nineveh wept. Then the people of Nineveh changed. From the king right down to the poorest slave, they decided to do what was right. And what did Jonah do? Jonah groaned. He sat himself down in the shade of a tree and he groaned. I knew this would happen, he groaned. You are a loving God who loves to forgive, but I still don't like the people of Nineveh, and I wish they had been destroyed. Jonah fell asleep groaning, and during the night God sent a worm to kill the tree. When Jonah awoke, he groaned more than ever. The tree is dead, he groaned, and now I have no shade. Oh, Jonah, God sighed. You pity this tree, yet you did not plant it, or water it, or grow it. Do I not have the right to pity the people of Nineveh, 120,000 and more, and all their cattle, 120,000 who do not know wrong from right? And what did Jonah do? Did he groan? Did he agree? Did he tell God he was sorry? We don't know. The story does not tell us. Perhaps because the author wants us to decide how we would respond if we were in Jonah's shoes. I want to do you a story that was inspired by my granddaughter. When she was about 5, she was making me some pretend food in her kitchen, and I kept, as a bit of fun, I kept rejecting everything she brought over. Oh no, don't want that, don't like that, that sort of thing. Finally, she turns to me and she says, if you don't eat the next thing I bring you, I'm going to make you a big bowl of bottom. And I thought, big bowl of bottom. That's an awfully good title for a story. So, this is what emerged. Here we go. You can join me on the chorus once you get used to it. The wolves and their wives all went to eat at a restaurant called You Wish You'd Caught 'Em. The daily special was a yummy treat. The menu read, big bowl of bottom, big bowl of bottom, big bowl of bottom. Everybody's got 'em a big bowl of bottom. There's pig bottom, cow bottom, sheep bottom too. The waiter said like the chef had taught him, duck bottom, goose bottom, just for you. You really must try a big bowl of bottom, big bowl of bottom, big bowl of bottom. Everybody's got 'em a big bowl of bottom, big bowl of bottom, big bowl of bottom. Everybody's got 'em a big bowl of bottom. So the wolves and their wives all growled and howled. Boil them, fry them, pan and pot them. We want the special, we want it now. Bring us all a big bowl of bottom, big bowl of bottom, big bowl of bottom. Everybody's got 'em a big bowl of bottom, big bowl of bottom, big bowl of bottom. Everybody's got 'em a big bowl of bottom. The goose, the sheep, the chicken and cow. They lost their bottoms, but they never forgot 'em. We'll trick those hungry wolves, they vowed, and then take back our big bowls of bottom. Big bowl of bottom, big bowl of bottom. Everybody's got 'em a big bowl of bottom. Big bowl of bottom, big bowl of bottom. Everybody's got 'em a big bowl of bottom. So the animals all dressed up like cooks. Hats and aprons, they went and bought 'em. Beards and mustaches finished the look. Then off they went for the big bowls of bottom. Big bowl of bottom, big bowl of bottom. Everybody's got 'em a big bowl of bottom. Big bowl of bottom, big bowl of bottom. Everybody's got 'em a big bowl of bottom. They came to the restaurant with pots and pans and yelled out loud so the wolves would spot 'em. There's a brand new special we have planned. We're looking for some fresh wolf bottoms. Big bowl of bottom, big bowl of bottom. Everybody's got 'em a big bowl of bottom. Big bowl of bottom, big bowl of bottom. Everybody's got 'em a big bowl of bottom. So the wolves and the wives all ran away, fast as if a cannon had shot 'em, while the other animals yelled, hooray! And then took back their big bowls of bottom. Big bowl of bottom, big bowl of bottom. Everybody's got 'em a big bowl of bottom. Big bowl of bottom, big bowl of bottom. Everybody's got 'em a big bowl of bottom.
Oh, I love Bob Hartman. I think he's brilliant at telling and retelling stories of the Bible in fun and new and creative ways. Well, listen, thanks, Bob, for contributing to the Living Room Fest as part of Cheltenham Christian Arts Festival. And now, just a note for the parents that are listening in, as you might know, next year we've got the Eden Festival coming up. And festivals like this thrive and run on volunteers. So listen, if you can volunteer, if you can be part of this event, maybe become a steward or help in some other way, then we'd love to hear from you. Contact us through the website of the Cheltenham Christian Arts Festival, and we'd love you to be involved. Of course, there's opportunities for everyone to sing in a choir or act in a play or be part of it in some other way. Listen, when we come out of lockdown, things like this are going to be immense. They're going to be so much fun when everyone is able to come back together. So why don't you do your bit and just get involved in whatever way you can. Well, listen, next up, we've got the brilliant Forefront Theatre Company teaching us about the story of Paul and Silas. And they're probably going to throw in a song as well. So this is going to be great. Here is Forefront Theatre Company.
And welcome to my living room. Today we are going to be doing some super fun things as part of Living Room Fest. In this video we're going to look at a super fun song about Jesus' resurrection, and we'd love it if you guys could join in with the actions. You're also going to see an episode of Virtual Sunday School, which will be all about the story of Paul and Silas. And we've got a song from one of Forefront Theatre's productions, Fisherman's Tale, for you guys to have a watch. First things first, we are going to learn a song all about Jesus' resurrection. Now in the Bible, it talks about at least 5 different times that Jesus appeared after his resurrection. In the chorus we're about to learn, there's 5 different noises. Wahoo, yum, squish, fish. Each one of them represents one of the 5 times that Jesus appeared after his resurrection. So the first one, wah, it represents when he appeared to Mary and she was crying at the tomb. The second one, who, reminds us of when Jesus appeared to the 2 men on the road to Emmaus. third, yum, is when Jesus appeared to the disciples in the upper room and ate a fish. Fourth is squish, when Thomas put his finger in the holes in Jesus' hands. Fifth is fish, when Jesus appeared to his disciples on the beach and brought in a miraculous catch of fish. But we don't just want to talk about this. Let's go and learn the actions. Come on! Now I'm going to teach you the actions for the chorus. They are very quick, but we'll learn them nice and slowly. So, first of all, we've got wah. Come on, do it with me. Wah. And then who. And then yum. Squish. Fish. What's going on with Jesus? Okay, we'll do it one more time, nice and slowly. Wah. Who. Yum. Squish. Fish. What's going on with Jesus? Now, as I say, it is very fast, so I hope you've got that. Have a go!
Woo! Wahoo! Yum! Squish! Fish! What's going on with Jesus? Have you heard the women went to visit the tomb and found the entrance open wide? While they were still crying, angels appeared, then Jesus showed up outside. Wah! Wahoo! Yum! Squish! Fish! What's going on with Jesus? Have you heard two men bumped into a stranger on the road to Emmaus? They said we only realised when we got back home it was Jesus walking with us. Who? Wahoo! Yum! Squish! Fish! What's going on with Jesus? Have you heard the disciples were locked indoors when out of thin air? Bah! Jesus appeared in their midst. He even ate a fish to prove he was really there. Yum! Wahoo! Yum! Squish! Fish! What's going on with Jesus? Have you heard disciples locked inside again? But this time Thomas was there too. Unless I see the holes in his hands. Bam! Go on! I dare you! Squish! Wahoo! Yum! Squish! Fish! What's going on with Jesus? Have you heard disciples rowing out to sea? Cast your nets on the other side! Oh my days! There's so many fish! Wahoo! Yum! Squish! Fish! What's going on with Jesus? Woo! Jesus is alive! Have you heard what people say? Jesus is alive! He's come back to life today. So raise your hands, give a cheer and shout hooray! Wahoo! Yum! Squish! Fish! Jesus is alive and that's what's going on with Jesus.
While I've been at home in lockdown, I've been working on something called Virtual Sunday School, and I'm really excited to share an episode with you guys right now. This episode is all about the Bible story Paul and Silas and how it relates to us in our current situation being stuck at home. So I'm going to hand over from me to me. Hello and welcome to Virtual Sunday School. Grab your drink and a biscuit and let's do this.
When you're stuck at home with time to spare, can't go outside, you're not going anywhere. Why don't you pull up a chair or pull up a stool? Tune into Virtual Sunday School. With a craft to do and a story or two. Say hello to Nat, she's stuck at home too. Why not tune in to Virtual Sunday School?
Today, we're going to look at the theme of sacrifice. We're going to look at a story from the Bible, some fun crafts, some creative prayers, and then finish with a final thought. Today, we're going to look at the story of Paul and Silas in prison, which can be found in Acts, chapter 16, verses 23 to 36. To help us tell the story today, I would like to introduce you to Reggie and Dilly. Now, Reggie is going to be playing the part of Silas, Dilly is going to be the jailer, and as well as telling the story, I am going to play Paul. Now, Reggie and Dilly aren't the only ones who are going to help me today. Actually, I'm going to need your help as well. Now, whenever Silas says, "Can we go out yet?" I need you guys to join in with me by saying, "No, not yet." Let's have a practice. Can we go out yet? No, not yet. Excellent. Now let's tell the story. One day, Paul and Silas were thrown into prison, and the jailer was told to guard them very carefully. To make sure they couldn't escape, the jailer put them into the innermost cell and put chains around their feet. Paul and Silas were stuck in prison. Silas said, "Can we go out yet?" No, not yet. They had to stay there all night. And prison isn't a very exciting place. It's easy to get bored. And Silas got very bored. "Can we go out yet?" No, not yet. Instead, Paul and Silas found a great way to pass the time by praying and singing praises to God. Praise the Lord, hallelujah. Finally, it got to midnight and they were still singing and still praying, and all the other prisoners could hear them. Then suddenly, there was an earthquake! Ah! All the prison doors flew open, all the chains fell off, and they could leave the prison. Silas said, "Finally, can we go out now?" No, not yet. Now the jailer had been asleep, and when he woke up, he was so scared. If his boss thought that he'd let all these prisoners escape, then... "Wait," Paul said. "We're all still here." He fell before Paul and Silas and asked them, "What must I do to be saved?" "Believe in the Lord Jesus, and you will be saved," Paul said. That night, the jailer took Paul and Silas out of their prison cell and round to his house, and they shared a meal with his family and talked all about Jesus, so that the jailer and all his family became Christians. Well, now they were out of their jail cell, so Silas asked, "Can we stay out now?" But you know what Paul replied? "No, not yet." You see, they were still under arrest, so they went back into prison and trusted that God would find a solution. The very next morning, a message came from the jailer's boss telling him to release Paul and Silas and that they could go in peace. "Can we go out now?" Yes. Yes, we can. At first, Paul and Silas were stuck in prison. But after the earthquake, there was nothing stopping them from leaving. But they didn't. They trusted God and made a sacrifice. And by staying in prison, they saved the jailer's life. At the moment, lots of us are stuck inside. And like Paul and Silas after the earthquake, there's nothing stopping us from leaving. But we too can trust in God and make a sacrifice for the good of other people to help keep them and us safe. Craft time! Craft time! Now it's time for crafts! As Paul and Silas were in chains in prison, today we are going to make some paper chains. For today's craft, you will need some paper which we can cut into strips and either a stapler, some sellotape or some glue. And if you'd like to decorate your chains, grab some stuff for that as well. You'll need to cut your paper into strips to make the chains. You could use coloured paper or plain paper, which you could decorate to make it nice and bright and colourful. For the first chain, simply curl your paper into a circle and attach the ends with a stapler, some glue or sellotape. From now on though, you'll need to make sure that you put your paper through the last chain before attaching the ends. Otherwise your chains won't be connected. At the end you'll have a paper chain which you could use to decorate your house, you could use to help you retell this week's Bible story, or you could make a few chains and pop them in your window to help brighten up the neighbourhood. Although we're stuck at home, we still have so much to be thankful for. Paul and Silas didn't have any of the amazing things that we've got now, and they still praised God. Today, we are going to draw a present on a piece of paper, and then in each of the 4 corners, we are going to draw or write something that we are thankful for, that we have or can do right here at home. And these are going to be our gifts of thanks and praise to God. And so, a final thought. Paul and Silas made a sacrifice to help someone else. Even when they could have gone free, they stayed in prison. And you know, we can make that same sacrifice today by staying at home even when we're finding it hard. Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe to our channel and share it with your friends. See you next week!
Why not tune in to Virtual Sunday School?
If you enjoyed Virtual Sunday School, then why not head over to our YouTube channel, Virtual Sunday School, and you can watch other episodes, subscribe to the channel, and you can catch the song that we've learned today. One of the shows that Forefront Theatre taught is Fisherman's Tale, our musical about the life and miracles of Jesus, told from the fisherman disciples' perspective. Now, usually we tour this all over the country, around churches and primary schools. You might have even seen it in your primary school or at last year's Cheltenham Christian Arts Festival. But unfortunately, at the moment, because of the lockdown, we can't tour it. But we thought we would bring you one of the songs with a mixture of clips from previous performances. Enjoy!
It's not quite that easy, Jesus. You see, when you fish by day, no fish you'll snare. 'Cause when you lay out a net, the fish sees it's there. He knows that the mesh will get stuck in his gills. I'll give that a miss. He swims off where he wills. We toiled all night and we caught nothing. You might know a lot, but you don't know fishing. So we fish by night. They can't see in the dark. We leave it till sundown before we embark. If you want your fish to sell to the punters, good fishermen are nocturnal hunters. We toiled all night and we caught nothing. You might be wise, but you don't know fishing. A whole night with no barbel, no mushed or piney. Not even a catfish, big or tiny. We laid out nets and laid out a line. Not a single tilapia or little sardine. Sardine. We toiled all night and we caught nothing. You might know your faith, but you don't know fishing. But at your word, at your wishing. Simon, this is a pointless exercise. Hey, get that net back in.
Sorry, Jesus. Wait a minute.
Simon, look at that! Blow me down! It's a catch!
Not just a catch, it's a net breaker!
Boys, James, John, get over here, quick!
But the competition!
Oh, never mind the competition. If we don't get some help, we'll never get this lot in. We lay down nets as per your wish. Who the heck are you? Boy, can you fish?
Well, that's it for today from me and from the team at Forefront Theatre. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed the video and I hope you have a fantastic time at the rest of Living Room Fest. But before we go, I think we should get back up on our feet and do the song one more time.
Woo! Wahoo! Yum! Squish! Fish! What's going on with Jesus? Have you heard the women went to visit the tomb and found the entrance open wide? While they were still crying, angels appeared, then Jesus showed up outside. Wow! Wahoo! Yum! Squish! Fish! What's going on with Jesus? Have you heard two men bumped into a stranger on the road to Emmaus? They said we only realised when we got back home it was Jesus walking with us. Who? Wahoo! Yum! Squish! Fish! What's going on with Jesus? Have you heard the disciples were locked indoors when out of thin air? But Jesus appeared in their midst. He even ate a fish to prove he was really there. Yum! Wahoo! Yum! Squish! Fish! What's going on with Jesus? Have you heard disciples locked inside again? But this time Thomas was there too. Unless I see the holes in his hands. Bam! Go on! I dare you! Squish! Wahoo! Yum! Squish! Fish! What's going on with Jesus? Have you heard disciples rowing out to sea? Cast your nets on the other side! Oh my days! There's so many fish! Wahoo! Yum! Squish! Fish! What's going on with Jesus? Woo! Jesus is alive! Have you heard what people say? Jesus is alive! He's come back to life today. So raise your hands, give a cheer and shout hooray! Wahoo! Yum! Squish! Fish! Jesus is alive and that's what's going on with Jesus.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the family stream of the Christian Arts Festival Living Room Fest. Can I encourage you to check out the crowdfunder where you can give a little bit of money if you're able to. I understand and we understand that times are hard for a lot of people right now, but if you are able to give and support just a little bit to the crowdfunder, it will support the artists that have contributed to this, who have lost income because of gig cancellations and everything else due to COVID-19. So if you are able to support, please do, and the Christian Arts Festival will use that money wisely. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. We are going to wrap up the family stream with a song from the brilliant and hilarious Folk On.
We are not strangers to the dark. Go away, they say. We don't want banjos or guitars. We've learned to be ashamed of sandaled feet. They say no when he blows. They just want something with a beat. But we won't let them break us down to dust. We know that there's a place for us, for we are harmonious.
1, 2, 3.
When the festival won't let us play, we're gonna come on here and do it anyway. This ain't rock, this ain't pop, we ain't hip-hop kind of blokes. This is folk. Look out, 'cause here we come, playing instruments that we love to strum. We ain't scared, we won't choke, though they say that we're a joke. This is folk. Another round of tweets, it's our feet. Please don't play, they say, 'cause you make our ears bleed. We are gonna do it anyway, we'll go the extra mile. We are folk on, and we're here to make you smile. But we
and the festivals won't let us play. We're gonna come on here and do it anyway. This ain't rock, this ain't pop, we ain't hip-hop kind of blow. This is folk, look out, 'cause here we come, playing instruments that we love to strum. We ain't scared, we won't show, though they say that we're a joke. This is folk. Folk.
Hello there, good people of YouTube. We are Folk On, and this, for you, is our version of Love Yourself. 1, 2, 3, 4. For all the times you went rain on my parade, for all them pubs you got in using my name, you think you broke my heart, oh for goodness sake. You think I'm crying on my own, well I ain't. But I didn't want to write a song, cause I didn't want anyone thinking I still care, I don't. But you still call my phone up, and darling I'm moving on. Oh, I think it should be something I don't wanna hold back. You should probably know that my mother don't like you and she likes everyone. And I never lied to admit that I was wrong. But I've been so caught up playing folk I didn't see what's going on. And now I know I'm better sleeping on my own. 'Cause if you like the way you look that much, then darling you should go and love yourself. And if you think that I'm still holding on for something, you should go and love yourself. Off you go, Don. Now when you told me that you hated all my friends.
Now hang on a minute. Whoa. Rewind selector.
I told her that the only problem was with you and not them. I had every time you told me my opinion was wrong, and tried to make me forget where I've been wrong. Well, I didn't want to write a song, but I didn't want anyone thinking I still care, I don't. But you still call my phone up, and darling I'm moving on. And I think it should be something I don't want to hold back. You should probably know that my mother don't like you, she likes everyone. And I never lied to admit that I was wrong. But I've been so caught up playing folk I didn't see what's going on. But now I know I'm better sleeping on my own. 'Cause if you like the way you look that much, then darling you should go and love yourself. And if you think that I'm still holding on for something, you should go and love yourself. Take it away, Donald. My mother don't like you and she likes everyone. And I never lied to admit that I was wrong. But I've been so caught up playing folk I didn't see what's going on. But now I know I'm better sleeping on my own. 'Cause if you like the way you look that much, then darling you should go and love yourself. And if you think that I'm still holding on for something, you should go and love yourself. Yes, if you like the way you look that much, then darling you should go and love yourself.
Sounds like fun.
And if you think that I'm still holding on for something, you should go and love yourself. Yes, if you like the way you look that much, then darling you should go and love yourself. And if you think that than just your body. Is it too late now to say I'm sorry? 'Cause I'm missing more than just your body.
Well, Darren, I mean, you keep saying that, but other than her body, what is it you really miss? I mean, think about it.
Her long golden hair? No.
Is it a big chestnut eyes?
No, not.
Her
no.
incredible intelligence?
No. To be honest with you, lads, it's very hard to put your finger on it. I mean, she was a very special horse.
Do you want to get it?
Hello? It's Adele.
Oh, right. Hello? Yeah, fish and chips tonight then. Lovely. Alright, ta-da!
Whether you're black or whether you're white, whether you're loose or whether you're tight, whether you're rich or whether you're broke, say it loud, say it proud, we wanna vote. Everybody say we wanna vote.
Check. Or I've got cash, if that's easier. You'd like a check, would you, sir? Who's that made payable to, exactly? Right. How'd you spell that? We're the bad boys from the Cotswoldshire, and we're here to make you perspire. Now we don't drink, and we don't smoke. Our only vice is we like to vote. Now don't pardon me, we're not being crude. We're just three men of folk with a folky attitude. There's a man round the back having a heart attack, cause he's in charge of the bleep machine. Well, don't worry, don't choke. We're only saying folk, and everybody knows what we mean. Come on, boys.
Whether you're black or whether you're white, whether you're loose or whether you're tight, whether you're rich or whether you're broke, say it loud, say it proud, we wanna vote. Everybody say we wanna vote.
Yes, check the mic. I'm checking it. What is it I'm looking for? Exactly. Well, they say you're sick, which means we're good. It's the word on the street in our neighbourhood. Well, that's not quite true. I'm a lying toad. The word on our street says no through road. But I'm not talking about street places. No, I'm rapping about folk cases. Jacks, kings, and a couple of queens. I'm the joker in the pack, and we're living the dream. Like a speak and spell, I just have to say F to the O to the L to the K.
Whether you're black or whether you're white, whether you're loose or whether you're tight, whether you're rich or whether you're broke, say it loud, say it proud, we wanna vote. Everybody say we wanna vote.
Folks not a bad rep for being hurdy-gurdy, but we heard to say, well, that's just absurdy. Back in the day, folk used to go, but not anymore. Now we're on the scene. We got beads and beards and a beat machine. Don't get us wrong, we're not thugs or vandals, cause you can't look tough when you're wearing sandals. We're here to bring a little folk to your world. Let me hear you sing, every boy, every girl.
Whether you're black or whether you're white, whether you're loose or whether you're tight, whether you're rich or whether you're broke, say it loud, say it proud, we wanna vote. Everybody say we wanna vote.
And now, Mr. Edmund Sidebottom will amaze you with his mouth of incredible noises. Go on, Derek. Have a go, John. Oh, that's got him. Nice work, Don.
Yeah, I'd give it 6.5 out of 10.
Now bear in mind, he wasn't actually using his mouth.
That's 7 then.
Nice. Open a window. So if you got folk down in your soul, don't keep it in, let it take control. Have a straggly beard and receding hair. Don't wear deodorant or even care. Start to play guitar or the violin or a little tin whistle and a mandolin. And you can drink real ale wherever you go, and you'll always wear shoes with an open toe. To all your friends you were a normal bloke, but now they'll say you're as queer as folk.
Whether you're black or whether you're white, whether you're loose or whether you're tight, whether you're rich or whether you're broke, say it loud, say it proud, we wanna vote. Whether you're black or whether you're white, whether you're loose or whether you're tight, whether you're rich or whether you're broke, say it loud, say it proud, we wanna vote. Everybody say we wanna vote.
Yes, check our flavour. Rhubarb. There's a label, can't you read it? And that goes out to all our big dogs, like the Great Dane and the Alsatian. St. Bernard, and all our hose, and other bits of gardening paraphernalia. Not forgetting all my fishermen, yeah, out there, keeping it real.
Hey, naughty, naughty, day, hey, naughty, naughty, no.
Tears to pick your tea, homebrew.